excited is about the pre-order stuff that's coming out, the announcements, a bit of channel news, and hopefully some stuff that you're going to be excited about. What I decided to do is, well, what I'm going to do first is let's turn on the air conditioner. Is talk to you guys about something I'm very excited about. It's a new thing that I'm doing with the Call to Cinema, and I think it's cool. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you can hear the air conditioning in the background. But I'll let you know right now, I would not be into this video without it. Uh, what's super cool is that I've decided to start on a monthly basis, do like it started out to be, okay, I'm going to do a vidcast or video cast thing, and I've gone that route before. So what I wanted to do was do it differently, and I wanted to do kind of a video magazine where I talk about different topics and subjects on there. It could be segmented into things from, it could be from anything from like top 10 lists. I could sometimes be speaking with someone. I could be talking comics. I could be talking about so many amazing things, and it'll happen at the beginning of every month on my Patreon. And this is where it gets a little more interesting, because it'll also be happening at the beginning of every month for my channel members. Because for some people that don't want to support through Patreon, and still want to stick within the YouTube like eco-structure of things, I will be starting channel memberships, and those will come with their very own special perks. One of those will be that video magazine that happens every month, and the first one is going to be happening on August the 1st, which is tomorrow. So I'm working on that as we speak. I've actually had to re-edit it 4 times, so just so you know. What I want to do is also bring back another thing from my channel that I hadn't done really in a while, and I'm starting it right here, right now. And I'm going to be doing it, and I'm going to be doing some right here live on the channel. I'm doing some special channel membership ones as well. And if you've been following me for a while, then you remember my North Sydney days, when my videos were done in my movie room, which was literally my basement of my house. And it was like it was the movie room, and I had another room for TV. And one of the things that I got asked about, and I still get asked about, are those videos. Particularly one special thing about those videos is that not only was it a conversation, a live stream back and forth like this, but it was a time when I could actually, like, I wasn't just stuck in a chair, where I'd sometimes I'd move around. I'd move you guys around with me. I'd go to look for a movie. We'd look for it together. We'd chat about different films. I'd take movies off the shelf, and have a lot of fun with that. It's how I discovered, like, some of the things that I had was, I guess, more was out of print that I didn't know, or it just let me and you kind of just move around the room a bit, as opposed to being stagnant. And I want to be able to do that again. So that's something that I want to add to that. I want to look at the different stuff that's out there, and of course, my channel, Wisconsin International, I am able to go to different countries ever so often and look and shop at other places. And you've already seen me shopping in Paris. You've seen me shopping in Spain. Who knows what can come next? But there is so much that I am excited about right now, and hopefully you're excited about it too. So we'll see. Starting, I think, this month, we will start on that. Hey, somebody, welcome, man. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. We are, I'm not sure if you do it yet on your channel. I got to check. But we're finally, we're dipping our toes into, I'm dipping my toe. I mean, my better half are dipping my toe into the channel memberships for exclusive stuff. So wish me luck, man. But one of the things I want to talk about today, one thing is really important. I wanted to look at some of the pre-orders there, and which I think are things you can wait on a sale on, and stuff that I think are kind of like first day buys. And it's, of course, this is all subjective because it's my opinion. But let's look at some of the stuff coming out, and I want to talk about what some of these cool releases are. And I think when we're looking at releases that that I think you should pre-order, we're gonna put uh, up there with number one. I'm pretty sure someday. I bet you got this one heard already, but we got to start with the Hitcher. I mean, Second Sight's version of the Hitcher, the 4K UHD Blu-ray edition of the Hitcher, coming on September 20th. So sorry, September 30th. Uh, it's a massive tome with a 200-page book, and it has a shooting script with it as well, with of course the 4K and Blu-ray and all that stuff. The Hitcher, written by Eric Red, is an incredible film. Rutger Hauer, C. Thomas Howell, Jennifer Jason Leigh, just an amazing cast, and I really, really think it's one that that people should not like sleep on. The next one is also a Second Sight release that I do think is a if you're a fan of this movie, you're probably going to want this edition, but maybe you just want the regular edition. The nice thing is that, guess what? As of August the 19th, you can make your decision, choose whichever one you want, but you can buy it in Blu-ray, you can buy it in 4K, or you can buy the limited edition, and that is for the movie You're Next. And that's one that I didn't like when I first saw it. First time I saw You're Next, I very much didn't like it because I thought the family was horrible, not realizing at the time the family is supposed to be horrible. The family is supposed to be a family that I don't like. So Your Next is one that I really would like to get into my collection, and for me specifically, I am looking towards the limited edition if I can grab it. But that being said, not an easy one to get it sometimes. Let's also look into Criterion as well, because Sim Dave inspired me to do Criterion releasing, because Criterion, well, Sim Dave is a Criterion guy. He knows this stuff well. If you don't watch Sim Dave's channel, shame on you. Watch that channel. I have the Sip Cookies. And let's look at the upcoming releases for Criterion. And I'll give my thoughts on which ones I think are ones to grab. So obviously, they got the October releases up there now. And of course, you know, it's not September yet, and August there. So of the upcoming releases for August, there's of course the 4K for The Last Emperor. The new Val Lewton one, yes, that is a must. Definitely get that one. Not a Pretty Picture, Real Life, and Brief Encounters. Out of those four, there, if I was okay, well, there's five actually, because there's Mother as well, which so they got two Albert Brooks films. Out of those five, there, I'd say just for me personally, I really kind of like Albert Brooks' Real Life, but if I was going to pick something up like out of the gate, and I actually would like to hear your thoughts on this someday as well. Not a Pretty Picture is probably the most intriguing one for me. When it comes to September, we got Repo Man, All of Us Strangers, Totem, The Long Good Friday, Greg Araki's Teen Apocalypse Trilogy, and Happiness. And, you know, there's more than one here. Albert Brooks are top of Cinema Dave's list that I would definitely get to. The Long Good Friday is one of my favorite films, bar none, you know, no, full stop. So would I suggest getting A Long Good Friday? I really, really would. It's a fantastic film. If you don't have this one in your collection, you truly need it. You really do. I really liked the Totally Effed Up trilogy, actually, because, yeah, Totally Effed Up, Doom Generation, Nowhere, the Teen Apocalypse trilogy is messed up. Like, I will tell you that right now. It is messed up, but I really, really like that. Perfect Days is a great release. Happiness is another one that I enjoy. But let's get to October, the big month, the Halloween month. And there is no better one to start off Halloween month with than the wonderful Val Lewton, double feature. Yep, he produced these, didn't direct them. I Walked with the Zombie and The Seventh Victim. Two extremely good Val Lewton films. If you've never seen them, I definitely recommend them. And by far and large, I think The Seventh Victim is one of his more underrated films. So it's really nice and really interesting to see that get a focus on Criterion sooner than some of the probably some of the more known ones, some of the better known ones. But I Walk the Zombies are with it, and I'm sure that they're putting I Walk the Zombie on there to hedge their bets. But I really think The Seventh Victim is severely underrated, and one that I really recommend. People look at I Walk the Zombie because it's a beautiful film. It's directed by Jacques Tourneur, and he is a fantastic and amazing visually stunning director. And so when you see Val Lewton and Jacques Tourneur together, you just automatically, get your cinephile kicks into gear, and you go in and you want to grab that right away. But Mark Robson is no shoddy director either, and he does a great job with the Seventh Victim. There's just something really uniquely wonderful about that film. I gushed down about it enough, but I will say, out of all of the Halloween releases, because we got Demon Pond, Pandora's Box, Gummo, and About Dry Grass, I would say that Val Lewton one is the one that I would say is the grabber, the one to get, because you want a good classic horror for Halloween, right? And I got my Criterions around there. Just look. Woohoo! So it's always good to have a good classic Criterion. So I am wearing swim trunks today, just so you know, to make it all for this video. So let's look at a couple recommendations for Criterion horror. Let's do that. Oh yeah, as subscription Southwood Chat, like, share, subscribe. Why not? Super chat or donate or join Patreon? Feel free to do so, or wait a little bit and coming up next month, join our channel. Find brand new channel memberships. Here's one right here. Let's take this one out. And I think this does fit for similar. I keep saying this, but I got to get you in here soon, man. I really, really do. I have an idea. I want to pick your brain on it, so we'll chat sometime soon. Seconds is a great John Frankenheimer film, severely underrated, and I really think that not enough people have seen this film. It's a beautiful, wonderful film, and it is. You want to talk about a paranoid film, about a film that just really kind of can get on your skin a bit, then this one can do it. But if you want to go full scale, full tilt into the horror, there's a couple of releases to look at. No, you don't. And I mean, I could use The Devil's Backbone, which is another great release. But why don't we look at Carnival of Souls instead? Sure, I thought about picking up and showing you guys Night of the Living Dead, which is another wonderful release. Given to me by Mr. Simon Dave there, by the way. But this kind of haunts my nightmares a bit. This movie creeped me out so much when I was a kid, and to this very day, there has some very creepy, just insanely wonderful scenes in here. It's a nightmare of a film. It's a perfect film too, and it can be like if you were double featuring it with a more not a modern film, but say like a similar maybe tone. You could put it alongside Phantasm. You could put it alongside a film like Nightmare on Elm Street, actually, just because of its the visual stylings of this movie. It's fantastic. I absolutely adore it, and I will recommend it to so many people. We'll get into more recommendations afterwards, but right now let's go back to the pre-order stuff. So we just looked at Criterion for those just are late coming in. We talked about picking up Second Sight's Hitcher, and out of the upcoming stuff from Arrow Video, I would have to say right now, Trick or Treat. If you like, there's no word on the new features yet, but let's hope that they have some. Fingers crossed for that. Hey, Tricopedia, welcome, man. Today is the 20th anniversary of Justice League Unlimited, one of my favorite shows, and I think the best Justice League show, to be honest with you, Trek, because we get to see a lot of different characters in Justice League Unlimited. So happy 20th anniversary to Justice League Unlimited, a show that both me and my better half love tremendously. Going to be a focus sometime in one of the magazines, actually. Video magazines that I'm doing for the channel. Because we're looking at stuff. We got some decent choice here. We got Exorcist 3 on 4K. We got a really nice Exorcist 2, the Heretic limited edition from Arrow Video. We got the J-Horror Rising. This is a sleeper right here. J-Horror Rising is one of those where I have seen the most of the films in the set. And some people will discount it because it's not The Ring, it's not like The Grudge, it's not that. But I really think there's some true bangers within the set, and it's a bit of a sleeper hit right here. I definitely give a recommendation to the J-Horror Rising set. My cat is making me nervous. Hold on. Deson, I love you. Deson, Deson. She was up at the TV that wasn't. We got most of our TVs mounted, except for that TV right there. So I gotta be very careful. But if you're like a Trick or Treat fan, you're probably gonna want to be grabbing the Trick or Treat release. For me, I'm honestly probably, oddly enough, as much as I love Exorcist 3, I might be a little bit more interested in Exorcist 2 The Heretic, since I do not have that released in a good format. And I don't hate it as much as a lot of people do. You know, it's not a great film. No, not going to be me arguing on that hill. But is it something that I wouldn't mind checking out? Yeah, actually, we might have a nice release of that. And, you know, because we get some stuff feature-wise here as well. It's not like it's going in with nothing. So it's not like the new, like 4K of Nightmare on Elm Street, for instance. You're getting like 2 brand new audio commentaries here. So that's gonna be interesting right at the gate. I'm very excited to see that. So yeah, I'm giving a recommendation to Exorcist 2 The Heretic for a pickup. Who would have thought that would have come, right? Who would have thought we would have seen that here? But yeah, I have to do that. And Nightmare on Elm Street, should you pick it up? How much do you love Nightmare on Elm Street? People will say you have to get it because it's 4K. I say wait till the reviews come out, because we want to know that the transfer is going to be good. It is being done by the studio itself, and I hope they do a great job on the transfer. However, I get nervous with stuff like that. I know that the UK edition of it is coming out with a fancy like cards, and I think that booklet and all that type of stuff, which is great because there's no extra features except from stuff. If you bought the Infinifilm edition of Nightmare on Elm Street, the DVD back in the day, you got all the special features that are going to be on the 4K release. It is nice to see it get a 4K release. Nice to see it's getting like some steelbook love, and you know, where steelbooks have become a big thing again. Don't want to say it, be that guy that said I told you so, but last December I told you so, guys. It's interesting to see it coming back out, and hopefully enough people will buy it that will get more collector's editions, and hopefully with some newer features on it. I got asked, I always get asked, like, what else could you put on? There's like loads of stuff on here. There's, for feature-wise, there's things like, you know, alternate takes, you know, audio commentaries, alternate endings, 3 featurettes, like Night Terrors, Origins of Wes Craven's Nightmares, trivia tracks, stuff like that. There's lots of great stuff, because the previous editions did really good jobs when it came to a lot of the features. However, there are features that I would put on there. I would put on features looking at from different perspectives. Maybe fan featurettes. Look at towards some of the people on here. Look at YouTube for stuff. Look at people that talk about this stuff. I talk about this stuff. Heath talks about this stuff. Have us talk about Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy's Nightmares is one of the most wanted horror TV shows out there. Like, do what they kind of did with one of the. Remember the Baywatch, like when they put out Baywatch seasons, and they put out the like the first season, the network season, but they did it by putting a disc in each of the subsequent sets, and you get the network season by buying the other Baywatch sets. I didn't do that, but I thought it was really interesting, and like those when you get those toys, oh that those action figures, and they have like one piece of an action of a bigger action figure, and when you buy all the action figures, you put together this figure, this other bigger figure, maybe it's like Galactus or Thanos or something like that. So what if they took, they're putting, say they're going to put them all out, and you get like two discs of two Blu-rays of Freddy's Nightmares episodes in each one of those there, and so you collect the entire. It gives you a reason to collect the 4Ks again, because maybe you don't want them all in 4K initially, but if you get Freddy's Nightmares with it, then you get all the new 4Ks with the new steelbooks, and when they're all completed, you get the complete 2 seasons, because there are 2 seasons of Freddy's Nightmares. There's my pitch for the for Nightmare on Elm Street, to make those just a little bit more intriguing. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, or right here if you're watching this live. Let's look at some more upcoming releases, and let's see if we're gonna put them in the get or wait category. We'll start in August, and I'm not going to mention every release. I just mentioned some here. We have the 4K for Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey coming out. I think I love that film, but I definitely think it's a wait. I think Hackers is 100% wait. I do have it on Blu-ray. I don't know if I need Hackers on 4K. Like, that's one of the potential, like when people, do you need to upgrade? I don't think I need to do an episode on that. Do you need to upgrade Hackers? Probably not. I mean, if you got the Blu-ray Hackers, you're good. Unless there's some really great new features on there that you really need, I'd say a Blu-ray is good enough for Hackers. On August the 13th, we got Furiosa coming out in many different formats. Of course, there's going to be that like banging steelbook 4K edition that a lot of people are going to want. We're also getting a brand new release for the Demons 4K. We're getting another a release for that. I'm glad to see that that's coming out. I actually, on my Patreon channel, I did a should you upgrade for Demons and Demons 2, and I contrasted it between the new Synapse versus Arrow one, and I actually even included the Blu-ray 2014 edition of Demons and Demons 2 as well. So if you're on my Patreon, make sure you check that out. The Bat Whispers is one that I think is really interesting. I mean, I'm almost tempted to say that's one to grab, but it's really going to depend on your love of the older stuff. Me, if I was in an area where that was, and I walked in the store, I probably wouldn't be able to leave without it, but that's me. I like the older stuff. As for some of the other stuff that's coming out here, Delta Force on 4K, should you upgrade? If you got a Blu-ray of Delta Force, unless there's brand new features, I do think you're good with the Blu-ray of Delta Force. I don't think that's something that needs a massive upgrade, but maybe you're a massive Delta Force fan. Here's one, here's go to show. I love some of the old stuff. There's a Dick Tracy RKO Classic Collection coming out on Blu-ray. It is coming out from VCI, so fingers crossed we're gonna get a good release here. What it has on it is Dick Tracy versus Cue Ball, Tracy's Dilemma, and Dick Tracy meets Gruesome. So you got some good old Boris Karloff in there, and that's kind of a day one buy for me actually. So that if I was in Canada, if I was in the store where that's at, that would definitely be a buy for me, because I would probably put Dick Tracy versus Gruesome into my 31 Days of Halloween. Still going up on the we're still in August here. Of course, Demons 2 they're getting Blu-ray releases as well. Furiosa, we've got the whole Mad Max saga coming there. Can't Hardly Wait is getting a 4K release, and I like that film a lot actually. It's one of those that, of course, was just absolutely brilliantly parodied in Not Another Teen Movie. So well done, and I do like that one. I don't know if I need it on 4K, but if it's cheap enough, that would have to be a cheap 4K. Evil Dead is getting a 4K release. It's not a remake. I guess we're going to call it a continuation because we find it at the end. Spoiler alert. There's no ash in it, so there you go. But yeah, that is gorgeous enough and has some gorgeous like gore shots in it that a 4K upgrade. Because I only got that one. I think I only got that one on DVD actually. So yeah, a 4K upgrade on that one definitely could be something that I would look towards. The Last Unicorn is coming out on 4K. I don't have that at all, and I definitely. It's the age of the 4. Here's the thing, Sean, and that's the reason I've started on my channel. And I try to make them like short, small videos, just like me talking, and I'll try to put in as much information as I can. And I do these like, will you upgrade, like, or should you upgrade videos? And I've done one on my regular channel, and I've done one on my Patreon channel. And I'll be adding some like I'm doing channel memberships actually coming up next month. I'll be adding some exclusive ones there as well because I think it's at a point when it's needed. Because if I'm going to come on here and talk to you guys about movies and what's coming out and what's in the pre-orders and new releases and all this kind of jazzy stuff and all these announcements, then I feel a weight of onus to basically say, okay, what do I really think of this? What do I personally think should be upgraded? And what do I think you can wait on? And get your thoughts as well. So when I do a few of those, if you watch them, we can actually talk in the channel sometimes when I'm doing live, whether you agreed or not as well for those. Not a pretty picture. Again, I already said that as the criterion one for that month that I would be going for. I don't have any copy of Red Eye. I don't think. No, maybe I do have a DVD of Red Eye. But I really, really freaking love Red Eye. Would I pick up that one? Yeah, I probably would. Depending on the price. Like all these, like some of these are. I think it's getting a little bit better because here's the thing, and this is going to be the big caveat, Sean, for this, is that you are right. The TVs have already gone down in price. Pretty much, if you go to buy a new TV to your local Walmart, Target, wherever you go for that, you're probably buying a 4K TV. Because the price difference between a 4K TV and a Blu-ray 1080p TV, it's not substantial. And it makes better sense to just get out there and buy something that you know is going to be good and will last you for a long period of time. With all that being said, I do think that still that barrier is with the player. Now, if you've gotten a newer gaming system, a PlayStation 5 or a Xbox Series X, then you will be able to play like 4K films, and you'll play them with 1080 with HDR 10. The only thing that you're missing out on is Dolby Vision. And for the first year or so that I had my 4Ks, I thought they looked amazing. I was playing them on an Xbox One S. And obviously, that didn't have Dolby Vision. I had no clue. But I just thought they looked amazing. And I was unaware of like that color gamut that I would get with Dolby Vision was even bigger. But with that being said, I think with the gaming systems out there now, as well, if you're not like hardcore tech into like I need to have that Dolby Vision, with HDR 10 and 10 plus being so, becoming such a big thing, especially if you live in Europe, then I think if you got a game system, you're probably upgraded already. But it's not just the 4K's players that are pricey. The 4K discs can be pricey sometimes too. So it's really important to choose the discs and the films that you really think mean it. See, the UK Deluxe Steel set is the only way that I might buy it, because I don't think a 4K upgrade alone, especially when I don't know what 4K upgrade is going to be like, Ken, is worth it with no extra features, and it's just all ported over archival features. And I've got the DVD big ass edition of Nightmare on Elm Street. I got the slimline Blu-ray edition of Nightmare on Elm Street collection. So, do I need a a third edition, uh, like for me, you got to put some bells and whistles in there, man. And that UK one is the only way that it looks to be of interest to me. I'm still not sure. I'm not sold on it because I really think give me a couple extra episodes of Freddy's Nightmares. Put something in there. Load it up a bit. Well, the thing is that at this point, I think a lot of people like you get your Black Fridays, you get your Boxing Days, Sean. Then you get people that are getting ready, like they're getting new TVs. They're getting new TVs. They're upgrading their entertainment stuff anyway. But for a lot of people, and this is where the big difference is going to be. This is where the big difference with this stuff is going to be, is that if I am getting a new TV, right, and I got like a Blu-ray player, got a game system, whatever, I get my Xbox, my PlayStation, and I have to choose between picking up a 4K player or a soundbar. At this point, for me, I would say I'd go for the soundbar. And I'd wait on the 4K player. Now, I did get a 4K player because I was moving to Morocco, and getting that here at all, not that great. What about Paramount putting on? Actually, I want to talk about that's my next thing on this list, by the way. So yeah, Paramount is coming out with a new Paramount Scares, and I'll say this right now: at least it's not like the first Paramount Scares. I only see it at this point on the trying to get up. Because I was disappointed with the way the first Paramount Scares, like the look of it, and the extra film. I'm much more interested in this one right here. So what we're getting, by the way, for Paramount Scares Volume 2 is we're getting a full-size Fangoria magazine. Not quite sure the magazine was last time around. This time we're getting 4 films instead of 5, I think. If I got this correct, let me make if I get. Will it get a standard release? Yes, definitely, 100% it'll get a standard release. But I don't say standard, get a steelbook release. That's what we're gonna say. A steelbook release first. So I 100% agree that like steelbook's the way it's going now for like this stuff. You get that extra little bit of money for steelbook, but we got Friday 13th Part 2, again its 4K debut on the Paramount Scares one. We got Breakdown, which is a fantastic film. We got Orphan First Kill, which is a great, surprisingly great film. And we got World War Z, which is not my jam. I'm not a World War Z fan, didn't like it. But there's always one on these that tends to be a few for me. You get 4 unique R9 patches for each film, a dome Paramount Scares logo sticker, a new Paramount Scares glow-in-the-dark enamel pin, and a limited edition poster. Hey, Alan, welcome, man. Congratulations again, and hopefully enjoying the rest of your day. These tend to get a bit pricey. I do like the look of the new Paramount Scares one. I'm disappointed that we're getting World War Z. I know it's the unrated cut of World War Z, but it's still World War Z. The best ones in here for me, again, it's Friday 13th Part 2. Gotta love that. And Breakdown's there. Orphan. That's 3 good films. Like a lot of people might have Orphan First Kill. That's the only issue. I'm sure they got in 4K. I'm not sure if there's 4K release for that one. But Breakdown and Friday 13th Part 2, right there. That's pretty much enough for me for like saying, okay, if I'm somewhere that sets that, I'd pick it up. Because I've never bought World War Z because I never really was into it. But for 3 out of 4 ain't bad, as to paraphrase. Meatloaf. He went with 2 to 3. I'm going to 3 to 4. And I'm kind of interested in seeing what that Fangoria magazine is like. Since I didn't get the first Paramount scares, I would love to have had. I'll have to work with Paramount a bit. Like Paramount, send me some stuff. I'll review it. Everybody. I don't think there's anybody track except I know anyway. I hate saying that because when I say how everybody was, like somebody wasn't. Like, Sweeney Todd is somebody's favorite film. But I really was disappointed with Sweeney Todd in the first volume. But I was disappointed with Sweeney Todd because I was disappointed with Sweeney Todd. I loved Tim Burton. But I'm a, for those that don't know this, I'm a theater kid. I'm one of those guys. So I was not a massive fan of their interpretation of Sweeney Todd. There's certain parts that I liked about it, but there's other parts where I'm like, no, they could have done way better with this. It's not as bad, like, as Cats, but it's not one of my favorites. I'm not a musical guy. I love musicals. But for those wondering what this edition is going to look like, I mean, yeah, if you're going to keep it secret, if you can have a secret one, actually, we're getting up to Umbrella. So, House of the Devil was an amazing Ty West film, by the way. And it's coming out with the special collector's edition. Well, let's look at the Umbrella releases that are coming out for the month, I think, of October. And we got The Eyes Without a Face, Blu-ray Collector 4K and Blu-ray Collector's Edition. We're getting Full Moon Fright Box, where we're getting 4 Full Moon films, Demonic Toys 2, Dollman, and Dollman versus Demonic Toys. We're getting the 2007 Mindbender film, Time Crimes. We're getting the Exploitation Rarities Volume 2 with some interesting titles there as well, including ones like 13th Floor and Desolation Angels. 13th Floor being like one that really stood out to me. House of the Devil, which was just mentioned, of Strangeland, just a fantastic film. And getting a release that only Umbrella could. I think Umbrella is the second set of Australia, right? So when you look at it goes like this. When you're looking at seeing the amazing box sets, like just incredibly well done sets. Like UK has like second sight, like well, nothing with the regular sets. Like, and the Arrow's great sets, and I know Criterion, all that stuff too. But kind of outside the box sets, we'll go with, okay? The outside the box sets where they kind of load it up, but they load it up with stuff that means something. And Umbrella does it in Australia. Second Sight does it in the UK, and Severin does it in Canada, and America. And we get I think for Paris, well, Extra Lucid is really starting to make some big waves right now. So I'll keep you guys up. Since I did like a spotlight video on them, they made some announcements, and it looks like they're starting to really make some waves. And there's a few other companies that I want to be able to talk about that aren't like within the norm, but are still kind of like different boutique labels. The great thing about the upcoming, no, we're not, it's July, it's almost August, so we're closing on I think it's good. It's time enough we can actually start talking a bit about that Halloween time, but getting ready. All of us, we got our pens, our paper, we got our computers, whatever. We're getting our 31 days of like Halloween like situated. My daughter is spends months on getting her situated, and she actually just I think she's down to the wire right now to getting just the last 3. I mean, see, I really love Wednesday though. So, and Fred Armisen did a good job, but yeah, it was overhyped. I did like the cast announcements for Wednesday season 2. They look really good. It's too bad that the kid that was in the first season, was actually from Newfoundland, turned out to be slightly creepier than I expected and didn't come back for a second season. I wish special features and extras were part of the gaming world as well. Not off topic at all. Like we have no like we do when I deal within like we deal within the whole geek realm here, man, Jeff. Um, I want to how a game gets made. I mean that is an incredible thing. I mean, I remember the days, and I'm sure old you are, uh, when I'd get these, I'd buy like PlayStation or Xbox magazines, right? And they'd come with the CDs included, and you'd get sometimes you get like levels of like video games. Sometimes you get to watch like levels of video games. Sometimes you get like some interview stuff, and you should get a mixture of all of it. And that would be a great way, Jeff, to sell physical copies of games. Because one of the things I get disappointed with now, and I do buy a lot of digital games. Like I'm not going to lie, because I live in a country where it's hard to get a lot of the physical games that I want to get. But when I was in Canada, one of the most disappointing things ever was when I'd go to buy a special edition of a game, or I'd find a game that I wouldn't normally, that I thought, oh my god, I can't believe I found this game, and I'd get it, I'd open it up, and I'd be like, there'd be a code, there'd be no disc inside. I'll be so pissed off. I think that adding features, interviews, like behind the scenes looks, books and stuff like that would be amazing way to do it. And I think Nintendo is the best section with that. I think Paramount would do more steelbooks from Friday the 13th 5 to 8. They just stopped after the final chapter. We haven't gotten any more from them since. Paramount, Friday 13th has always been the redheaded stepchild for Paramount. Although it made them a ton of money, they've never really liked to acknowledge that fact, and they would love to talk about things that aren't Friday 13th that makes them money. And it's only now that it's become more culturally significant that it's a big deal. But I think if Paramount could put out part 6 and not put out parts 5, 7, and 8, they would totally do it. And I wouldn't put it past them. That's my only concern. I know that they're going to think, and they're a company, so they're going to look at part 5 and say, okay, we know parts 1 to 4 are going to sell. Those are the classic ones. Those are the more, not Paramount's never, like Friday the 13th's never been critically acclaimed, but as far as like the genre critics go, right? Then those have had more weight behind them. So part 5 has never been loved by anybody except from the online community. People like me, I love part 5, for instance. So that's the sticking point, is that they're going to look at part 5 and they're going to say, is this going to sell? And if it doesn't sell enough, like, will that hamper parts 6, 7, 8 from coming out? I think right now they're trying to see the best way to release part 5. And there you might see, I don't know, a new interview, a new commentary, something that they'll put there to try and sell it a little bit more, because they're not going to do it on the artwork for part 5, because it didn't exactly have the most standout artwork on the cover. I remember if Jason haunts you, you're not the only one. I am a massive fan of character Agatha in WandaVision, Agnes Harkness. I have a massive crush on Catherine Hahn. Not gonna lie there, I do. I watched her in that show where her son like moves out, he goes to college, and she kind of like discovers herself. It's a little raunchy, but it's a really good show, and it lasts 1 season. But it was only meant to be 1 season. But yeah, I'm excited about Agatha all along. I'm hoping we have another good song there. I really like what I've seen from the Penguin so far, and I'm just ready to dive back to Matt Reeves' world. I'm intrigued, cautiously intrigued about DC Absolute, which is the new kind of like the ultimate universe for DC, which is coming out soon. The people behind the scenes, like we got like Snyder, Lemire, Aaron, and Jason Aaron, guys like that. Hey there, Roy, welcome, man. So that intrigues me. To but some of the overall, like the first sketches and stuff I've seen of like of Batman stuff has me taken a little off. But it'll be interesting to see because there's so much coming out. Well, like we've got all these October announcements. That we've been going through. House of the Devil, um, such a wonderful film. I think I've only got like an old banger like DVD copy of this one. This is one I definitely got to upgrade. Especially considering that there's a video essay with Heather Drain. Counter Kent's come to Venture. I love Venture of the Superman. That's such a good film. Such a good series. Yeah, quick. I want to get on. I want to be in featured. I want to be in features in a. That's my next goal, guys. Be featured in a in a film or in features on a film. That's my next goal. Uh, Video essay with writer and critic Heather Drain uh, for the Ty West House of the Devil. That's really cool. I didn't know that was the thing, but I really like Heather Drain. She's extremely good with stuff like that. Heather Drain, Kat Ellinger, Amanda Reyes, like they just knock it out of the park with all this stuff. There's so much coming out. It makes it hard to like really kind of like center and decide, okay, what's it that I want to get? What's that I can wait on? For the umbrella releases, for me, uh, I think the strong ones are going to be like for especially for horror releases. House of the Devil, definitely. Eyes to the Face. If you don't know that one's, I don't only own that like it. I have that one on DVD, not on Blu-ray. Actually, I got the DVD up there. Um, Definitely one to look into, especially a 4K of Eyes to the Face. Just incredible stuff. It's hard when it comes to Umbrella because you got so much greatness there. But I'll go with I'm very interested in the Full Moon Fright box, but I might want to wait on that. I'm unsure about it. The Terminator series for Netflix that you're mentioning it's an animated series, and I'm hoping it'll be good. My problem with it, Trek, and it's my overall problem with Terminator in general, is that the first film, the second film, and Sarah Connor Chronicles, for me, that's the top. That's top tier of Terminator. The other Terminator stuff has been like fun to okay, and you know, good to watch, but nothing that I'm excited about. I don't think I've been excited about a Terminator like film or yeah, probably since the Sarah Connor Chronicles show went off the air. None of the films like they put in some big actors, right? That Christian Bale in there. They brought back Arnold Schwarzenegger for was it the last one they did? Schwarzenegger was in, and for a second Edward Furlong. But you brought back, they keep bringing people back, changing timelines, stuff like that. But I almost feel like unless they really do something different with it, it's uh, it's it's a franchise that I think probably could hang it up. It's very few you're gonna get me to say that about anything because I always feel there's always something new. There's always another chance that you can give to something, whether it be like just indie film or franchises. I do love my franchises. I do love my films like that. Um, but because it's a nice turn for brain sometimes. Terminator is one of those that just really doesn't stand up for me as like one of those going through. So not excited actually. Um, if this would have been like Alien Nation, but would have been way more excited. Give me new Alien Nation. Give me an Alien Nation series, or a new Alien Nation movie. I love the Alien Nation, the film and the TV series. It was a great TV series. I mean, I get why they did it, but I mean, if you're going to go that route, just do don't do that at all. Don't go out there to, you can do Dark Fate without even touching on that. And then it was okay. I mean, like, it was okay. Yeah, still, I'll be honest. I don't think like anything Terminator has excited me in a long time. I'm more excited for Romulus than I am for Terminator. The alien, the alien one. And even that, I think we've stretched it. For like, there's interesting stuff for some of the alien, like stuff that's coming out, but nothing that where I'm like, oh man, that's what kind of amazing alien is. Um, I feel trepidation. Like, these are like franchises and films and stuff that I loved back in my youth. And I do like to sit down and watch the Terminator, Terminator 2, or an Alien, Alien 2, fuck Alien 3. Um, but I never get excited when I hear there's new stuff coming out. Yeah. Uh, I mean, why put yourself in that position to peeve off fans when you already know what that outcome's going to be? We all knew what that outcome's going to be. Um, but there's so much. There's so much coming out there. And it wasn't enough that Bobby Scenes got cut too. Paul McGann, of course, Doctor Who, right? I'm excited for the next season, Doctor Who. I saw the Doctor Who thing. I'm very excited about the announcement. I'm going to get this out of the way because I'm going to get asked about it. A Hall H announcement. Doctor Doom, RDJ. Am I excited about it? I'm infamously excited about it. If you know, you know. It should be a lot of fun. And it's the first time in a long time we've had announcements from Marvel that that are exciting. Like, as much I like the last phase of Marvel stuff, but it didn't capture the whole like public. This got people, if nothing else, this has people talking a lot. Paul McGann. Well, one of my favorite movies as well is with one I saw. There you go, man. Um, Anything else before we sign off for now? For those that weren't in here at the beginning, I am starting a video magazine that's going to be once a month. I've got the first issue filmed. It's going to be on my Patreon, and it's going to be also an exclusive for channel members, because we are doing channel memberships for people that want to support the channel but don't want to go about the Patreon route. So that is something I'm excited and extremely nervous about as well. So I'm working on that. That's what I'm working on behind the scenes. With that being said, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today. And next time we'll get a bit more active. We'll go around the room. We'll zoom around. We'll see lots of different stuff. We'll look at the other things. Batman the Cape Crusader premieres tomorrow. I didn't know it was that soon. My name is Aaron. I am super excited to be chatting with you guys today, and I am so warm right now that my brain, I think, is beginning to not not function well. Oh yeah, I always watch for kitties like bombing my my video, because they always will. See you next time, guys, when we're going to talk about some more stuff. And if you're a Patreon member right now, tomorrow night the new Crimson Cast magazine will be on the channel. See you then.